Hello girls, it's Tuesday, and this week's theme is Rant Week. I, however, cannot choose one subject, so I'm going to subject you to a series of ranting topics. You people did not give me a punishment this week, so I'm not doing one. Chazza, your rant on feminism was very inspiring, and hopefully mine does justice to the theme this week. I really hate when people can't dress themselves. Like, there's certain things that you should know that you shouldn't wear, like mixing patterns and wearing capri pants with boots and other strange things that you should never be allowed to leave the house in, but people for some reason still do. It just really irks me. I don't understand it, and I think it should be made illegal. I really don't like when there's only one thing to drink in my entire house and my brother drinks all of it. I hate when people spell horribly on the internet, particularly when they're trying to insult someone else's intelligence. A lot of people think it's not important to spell correctly on the internet or to use proper grammar because it's only the internet. I disagree. I think it's extremely important to spell correctly wherever you go because it makes you look a lot more intelligent and it's easier for people to understand what the hell you're trying to say. I think it should just be a rule of thumb. There are some things you learn in elementary and middle school that should stick with you for the rest of your lives, not be forgotten the next day. Some things don't seem as important, like algebra, the things you're never going to have to use in your real life, let's be honest. But some things you should probably try to remember. I really hate when people are loud and obnoxious in public. There's a cyber cafe at my school that my friends and I sit in every time we don't have a class. The same group of people is usually in there at the same time as us, although the people in that group change from time to time. Most of them skip a lot of their classes, and all of them, with the exception of maybe 2 people, are really, really loud and obnoxious, constantly. And they take no notice of the people in there who are trying to study, the people in there who are trying to have conversations and can't even hear each other speak over their loud, obnoxious crap, or the other people who are trying to sit down, maybe to eat, or to study, or to do something else that's productive, because they like to take up 3 tables in a place that only has 9 or 10 tables. It's not really cool. Or they leave like 3 tables without any chairs because they take all of them and put them at one table. There should probably be some sort of rules that say, 1, if you're really loud and obnoxious, you're going to have to leave. 2, you can't blast your music through a place that's filled with people. I don't think that's nice to do in public. I think it's pretty rude. And 3, you can't monopolize the chairs and tables. I mean, I feel like that's just not a good thing. They also don't put the chairs back when they're done and like to leave trash on their tables. I hate when little girls try to be whores. That's probably one of the saddest things in society to me. Like, I don't think you need to be in, like, 5th grade texting on your cell phone, dressing like a whore to go to elementary school. Like, the whole Jessie Slaughter thing made it so much worse because, you know, all of the child pornography and whatnot that she was posting and how she would talk about, like, sex and drugs and things like that. And it's like, I'm sorry, but you're 12. You're in, what, 7th grade? When I was in 7th grade, I hung out with anime nerds because that was the year that I discovered Harry Potter and really fell in love with it. I feel like there's a lot better things that you can do with your childhood while you still have it than trying to grow up and be a whore, because it's kind of sad. And once you actually get to the age where those things are more accepted and slightly more appropriate, although they're never really appropriate, it's just not pleasant. I don't know why you would want to jump into that when you were younger, but it's really sad, and I think it's a serious problem. I really hate homophobia. I hate when people say that if we let gays get married, then people will want to start marrying animals. Something about that's just really wrong, comparing 2 humans loving each other to a human loving an animal. Like, a gay person is an animal and not really a human, and therefore shouldn't deserve the same rights. Something about that's just kind of wrong. I could go on about homophobia for like hours and hours and hours at a time, but I feel like I'm not going to have enough time to do that, so I will probably at some point in my life be making a video specifically for that subject on my personal blog. I really hate when people call ear stretching gauging. A gauge is the measurement of the jewelry. It's the width of the jewelry. It really bothers me when I go out of my way to make food in my own home and put it in the refrigerator so I can eat it later, and somebody else eats it in the time it takes for me to go back and regain an appetite. Like, really? We've had the same food in the cupboard for, like, months at a time, and you couldn't be bothered to make it, but the moment I make it, you decide that you're going to eat it. This isn't a college dorm room, and I shouldn't have to put my name on everything that belongs to me so that other people won't take it. I feel like it's just common courtesy that you don't take other people's things, especially when they go out of their way to make it, and you couldn't be bothered to. My blog of the week is oldworldvulture.tumblr.com. I've known her for the better part of 2 years, and I thought she hated me until recently. She's pretty cool. You should probably go follow her right now. Next week I will be completing a punishment since you failed to give me one this week. Hopefully it's something worth it, considering it's taken you guys a long time to come up with something. Have a good week.